guys don't know where I live, but you can see the sun is like rising at me. So yeah, the sun is rising. I've missed the sun actual rise, but that's okay. I've just my lemon and put it in there. What am I doing? Oh, I need my what do you call it? Coconut oil. Coconut oil. I'll boil the kettle. Got my, what do you call it? Apple cider vinegar. That's it. Oh my gosh. I got honey. Okay. Hey, Miss Am. I need to do my oil pulling. I'm trying to get used to my house, right? I haven't done a room tour yet a house tour because the house is not finished. Like this is still organized chaos. Look at my drawers. Like we have nothing in our cupboards yet. Like not nothing, but like it's just starting. Like I've started to find homes for things, which is exciting, right? But yeah, it's kind of I'm trying to get used to where the implements are in the house. Normally the implements are on the other side. Now they're on this side. Small first world problems. I understand. Hey, Mike. Hey, Kirsty. How you going? Kirsty, have you put out that video yet? You were working on yesterday. I'm just about to do my oil pulling, guys. So. Hey, oil pulling. Hello, how you going? Sorry, but not sorry. Like, I'm doing my all pulling, right? And that actually makes your teeth whiter. See? I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I know that sounds gross. Oh, I need to eat something. I need to have protein before I go exercise. Now, I put that in the fridge, not to reuse, but like that's 3 days worth of spit. And then I'll bury it in a couple of days' time. Putting it in the fridge. I actually don't have anything that's protein. Shit. Um, yes, I do. I've got chicken. Diego bought chicken the other day. So I'm making a mental note, guys. I am now starting to try training for my 30K walk for mental health. And you've got to have some break. Like in the first half an hour of waking up, I've woken up late today, guys. The sunrise rose half an hour ago. You need to have some protein before you actually go exercise. So I'm eating a bit of chicken. Normally have like cottage cheese. Can maybe biggest drum. Oh, I was doing this because I haven't done this for a couple of days, guys, and this feels so nice on your face. Oh, not selling anything, guys, just showing you that you need to give yourself, do nice things to yourself, right? For yourself. Oh, okay. That chicken's good. What, Susan? What's going on with Susan? Guess what? There's snow. Oh my God. So there's a live today, right? What time's your live? 1:30, right? How many hours do you live? Oh my God. It snowed for your birthday. It was Susan's birthday yesterday, so it snowed for your birthday. Please tell me it's snowing now. Oh my God. That is so exciting. Sorry, guys. Let me put this away. That is so exciting. Wow, Susan. Susan was hoping for some snow for her birthday. So did you? I think you got it. Making that cake that looked like it was Christmas time. Well, not Christmas time. Looked like it was snowing. Obviously brought good luck, right? That is so exciting. Hey, Debbie Sue, how you going? Okay, we need to stop doing this. It feels really nice on my face. I'm sorry. It just feels real. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just okay. Right, a bit more water. I'm drinking lots of water now, guys, because I have a toilet I can go to very easily. Oh, I need to drink some more. Get some more. Mm. Okay, we're ready for the beach. Guess what, guys? Got my shoes and socks. Oh, I got my socks on anyway. Because now we're not allowed to walk in the house with our shoes on because the floors are polished. Oh, I don't know, first world problems. Hey guys, so today I don't think I'm going to go exercise very long. I mean, I have to go train, but it won't be a long marathon because I actually have to get these little planties. See these guys? These are Johnny Jump Ups. These are violas. They're edible flowers. And then we have some yellow ones. These are violas too, edible. We have a chocolate mint, and my friend Susan loves chocolate. You do that. It smells like chocolate mint. Oh my God. We've got coriander and then poor little seedlings in here. There's a whole lot of lettuce in here. I've kept them moist. I'm a bad plant mama. I bought them on Sunday. It's Thursday. Anyway, Dora, stop your yabbing. Let's go. We've got our things. We got our things. Oh, I was about to say, do you have your phone, Dora? It's in my hand. You know, the joys, the joys. So we have officially missed the sunrise, but that's okay, Dora. The sun is still rising. You don't have to do everything in the exact right moment, give yourself a break. So, guys, yesterday was a massive day. Massive day. Not only was it Susan's birthday, and I did, be careful what you wish for, because I did actually get the day off. So, guys, barbecue's back at home. So we're allowed to eat. We can eat. So the stove still doesn't work because I'll show you why. When you get gas plumbed in the house, you actually have to have the areas where the gas is lined finished. And I'll show you. It's not finished because downstairs is completely... I'm trying to be careful not to show exactly where I live, guys. So, yeah, I'm not showing you too much. But this is the wall. Oops, this is the wall where the gas goes upstairs. So it's raw still, right? And behind me, you can see it's still... I'm standing where my garage used to be. It's now a double garage because we have 2 cars in the house. And yeah, so anyway, there's a lot going on. And it's probably going to be going on for a while, right? But yesterday was great. I had the day off work because my client was sick. And the start of the week, I was like, I just need a couple of days to get out of boxes. There's boxes everywhere. And I understand this is a privilege to have a renovated house. I'm not complaining at all, okay? Just to be clear, I'm not complaining. But working around, doing all this, it does get on top of you, right? Like moving that out of the camper van. Only yesterday did I actually get all my things out of my, storage areas for my clothes. How I had my clothes hanging in those little compartment things, or not hanging, but they were in those little compartment things. I had a camping satchel that's lived at the end of my bed, or in the camper van. That all was put away yesterday, finally. So I feel like I'm getting somewhere. And today I've got the day off again. Another client of mine is on holidays. So instead of getting another client for the day, I'm just, I'm going to clean up the house. Plus I need to get the seedlings in the ground. So I'll be coming home from this live, probably starting another live, doing my planter boxes. So if you're interested in that, I'm no one, right, guys? I'm not, a green thumb of any description. I just give it a crack, right? And I think it's really important to just give it a crack because that's how I've learnt things. I mean, my dad was an environmental teacher. He was quite an environmental guru, actually. Some of that did kind of rub off on me. Hey, Steve, how you going? So welcome in High Plain Campers. If I haven't welcomed you in, I'm really sorry, but, I have been sidetracked. I've been doing my little morning routine. Missed the sunrise, but that's okay. I did have a sleep in. I went to bed late. I don't know if you saw my Dancing with Dora. It's a funny one. Every Wednesday, I put a short out called Dancing with Dora Wednesday. And it wasn't until about 9:30 last night that I went, it's Wednesday. I have to put a dance together. And I'm like, do I have a dance? I'm like, I've got a million dances, right? But on my phone, I didn't have a million dances. All of that's been cleared off onto a hard drive. So I thought, you know what? I did a funny dance on a live the other day, cleaning the floors of the camper van. So if you're curious about what that looks like, it's about 50 seconds. Go check it out. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'll be driving for 5 minutes anyway to the beach. And you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink this, do my little shake, rattle, and roll in the car, and then drive. So go check it out if you like. I think I did a good job. I think it's funny. I have top 10 dances that I've ever done. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, guys. Not on YouTube, on Instagram.
And where the dancing came from, guys, it's not because I'm an amazing dancer, not at all. It's because everyone's saying hello to everyone. It's because I'm just showing that, you know what, you don't have to be amazing at something to do it, right? I'm not an amazing dancer. I probably take the piss out of myself more than I'm actually a good dancer. Sometimes I surprise myself. Sometimes I'm like, shit, girl, you can dance. And then the next week I'm like, oh, crap, you are such an embarrassing dancer. And then I mostly show Diego my dances, and he's just like, oh my God, are you going to put that online? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? If you can't have a laugh at yourself, what the hell? Like you've got to enjoy the life. I do like dancing. I think it's fun and expression of our body. Just move it. And who cares what it looks like? Clearly, I don't care what it looks like because some of my dances are really cringeworthy. I know. But you know what? Post it. I mean, I'm not saying you have to post it, but I post it. And I guess the moral of that little 3 years of doing this on Instagram is have fun with yourself. Enjoy life. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? We don't know. But if you just have fun today, it makes it better tomorrow. That's all I can say. Now, what's happened with Miss M? I got to drink this. Got to be safe. Huh? Miss M, sorry, I can't go backwards too much because the chat goes too fast and I'm in a hurry. I got to drink this. Can someone tell me what's going on with Miss M? Miss M, are you okay? What's going on? Something about everyone's saying congratulations. I think everything's okay. It's lovely how we all care about each other. I think it's really beautiful. Mm, mm. Because I just drank some lemon, lemon does tarnish your enamel on your teeth. So try to throw it down in the back of your mouth and try to swish and swallow straight away because you don't like the enamel. I mean, I've been doing this for years. Enamel on my teeth is fine. But, some people say they don't do it because it ruined their teeth. Okay, guys, let's do a shake, rattle, and roll. I'm okay, thank you. Okay, cool. I'm glad you're okay. So there's always a method to my madness. So I've got some green powder and some collagen powder. It looks like the collagen and then water. The collagen powder obviously puts off a lot of well, it was the last one I put on there. That's why it's more pinker than today. Sometimes I put the green on top and then it's more green on top. But ready, let's shake it. Shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your booty, shake, 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 shake your booty. There's a little bit left there. Shake, 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 shake. And as Debbie Sue says, ring, ring, Debbie Sue, ring, 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 Debbie Sue. I know Debbie Sue's there. Shake, twist and shout like you did last summer. Shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby, now. Twist and shout, twist and shout. I'm parked outside my neighbour's house. They must be like, what the hell is she doing in her car? Like dancing to herself? I mean, they can see the phone sitting there. Mm. All right, I'll put you down, guys, because we've got to go to the beach. We have to start walking. Okay, I'll drink that on the way. So all the clanging in my car is my lemon drink thing, clanging with my bottles of water, with my keys, me drinking this. So guys, a development on the 30K walk I'm doing for mental health on, I believe it's the 17th of, was it the 16th? 17th of July. So this is a annual walk I try to do. I don't do it every year. I've done it for about 4 years now, but I've missed out on 1 year. I believe I was over, I don't know, I think I was on holiday. Yeah, I was overseas. I don't know, can't remember. But anyway, I did it last year, and you guys really got in on, and supported me with it. As in, like, you gave me the morale, guys. You like brought the vibe, because that particular day I was doing that walk, it was raining, and I was walking with ladies that didn't do any training, and it was really hard that day. I really put myself in the picture of how mental health could be. Obviously, I don't suffer any mental health other than like bits of anxiety or panic attacks. And I've had breakups and stuff like that, so I have been depressed. So these are all forms of mental health, but I haven't obviously had suffered long term from mental health. So be it. Thank you very much, God, my angels, right? But that's why I talk about mental health, guys, and bring awareness to it, because who's to say that my future self doesn't have something happen that I actually do have more of a mental health episode, right? I don't think any of us, you um, know what's around the corner. Well, no, none of us do, right? None of us do. So, having awareness, knowledge of mental health, to be able to talk about it and know that it's okay not to be okay. Obviously, you don't bring, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm going to, go online and, tell you my deep, darkest stories, and ask for, a solution from you guys. That's not really what this YouTube is about. But, it's okay to go have a counsellor. Like, I have some friends at the moment that are suffering some stuff, and they're going to speak to counsellors. They're speaking to professionals because they need to speak to someone. Like, their best friend doesn't have the solutions, right? Or their friend that they're talking to, like me, I don't have the solutions. I'm not a counsellor. That's not my job. My job is I'm happy to listen, but I can only listen so much, right? Because end of the day, I've been around people that dump all their things on me. I'm one of these people that I'm a bit of an empath. I like to listen. I like to. In the past, I've shared advice, and that is a really bad thing to do. I was watching a channel yesterday. This is Pam. I think it's called This is Pam. It's Pam, our friend Pam from the community, right? She put a video out about, I think, 5 things, to follow in life. One of them being to follow God, but one of them was not to give advice. You know, don't give advice. We are not counselors. Even if you're a counselor, like our friend Rhonda. Um, Rhonda made an amazing video, and she talks about a lot that even though she's a counselor, she doesn't, when she's talking to her friends, she doesn't offer advice. If they ask her point blank, she will give advice. But if you're not a counselor and your friends are, dumping on you, don't just offer advice. Just be a listener. So that is something I'm really working on at the moment, to not give advice. Because, you know, what if my advice is wrong, right? I mean, I'm not a counsellor. I don't know what's right or wrong. Anyway, this is just something I'm working on in the background. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, guys, yes, I put a text out yesterday to my friends saying who's doing the walk this year. So these are the same ladies I've been walking with. There's a group of about 8 of us. The first year I did it, there was 8 of us walking. The next year there was only 4 of us. The next year I got some of my friends to join on. So then we ended up with 2 groups. So we had 8 of us. And then I think I skipped a year. Then last year there was only 4 of us walking. Like I said, it was pretty tragic last year. None of the girls did any training. Obviously, you guys saw me. I was training lots on sand, because it's a 30-kilometre walk on sand on the Sunshine Coast. They do it all around Australia, but obviously I live in Brisbane area, so my closest one is Sunshine Coast. So anyway, and most of them said, an injury. And look, and that's fair call, right? If you have an injury, look after yourself, right? Don't walk. One year we had a lady that had an injury and she still walked. So that was a really bad thing, because that meant, you shouldn't walk if you have an injury. That will hurt yourself even more. But that meant it slowed down everyone else. And especially, again, I sound like, I'm not here to flex, right? But I'm a pretty good walker, and it's only because I train myself. Like, you see me, guys, I'm walking a lot, And through this process, with me training to do this walk, I will walk a lot on the beach to get my body into okay order. Like I have I've got an arthritic knee, I've got things I've got to look after, right? But I want to do the training so that on the day I don't hurt myself. So yeah, last year a lady did the walk with us. She hadn't even trained in her shoes. She hadn't even worn her shoes that she wore on the day. And guess what? Like a kilometre in, she got a blister. Oh, I forgot to drink this. Yes, entreaty with Rhonda Hensley. Lovely, lovely lady. Lovely. Oh, she's just there. We were just talking about you. In a good way. In a good way, okay? No, don't worry. I was just talking about how Pam put a video out yesterday. I think it was, is this Pam or this is Pam? And it reminded it, there was a lesson there about, not giving advice when it wasn't, asked. And it reminded me that, that's where I learned it first from Rhonda. Very powerful for me because I seem to give advice. I don't know why. Stop giving advice, Dora. Who are you? You're Dora. You love walking. Even if someone asks me advice about walking, you've got to do your own research, right? Like I'm me, you are you. You've got to, yeah. Anyway, stop giving advice. Okay, I'm going to drink this very quickly. I'm going to put my shoes and socks on.
Already. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a jumping for joy in our socks. Because we can, right? Because we can. There's the sun. Yes, I slept in this morning. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to sleep in, Dora. It was a big day yesterday. All right, let's go to the beach. Yes, I have thongs on my feet. Yes, thongs, Mike. I have thongs on my feet. And I have socks because I'm going to go put some shoes on soon. And we're going to start training in our shoes. Wow. Looks like the tide has gone down this morning, so the sand is a lot more compressed. Walk on. Lovely to walk on. So take this time, guys, if you want to. Think about what you're grateful for if you want to share it in the chat. Because when I do my jumping for joy, that is what I'm kind of doing. I'm putting my hands up in the air saying, thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you for the gifts I have. Thank you for putting the Lifeline details up, Susan. And Lifeline is an amazing organisation here in Australia, and I believe they're in America too. And they help in crisis. Well, they listen to you, put it that way. They listen to you. And Beyond Blue also they do support for people with mental illness. That's a company that I will raise awareness for this year. Obviously on my channel, on my personal life, I raise funds for it, but in YouTube, I just talk about it, guys. Susan's got here, I'm grateful for good friends, cake, snow, the privilege of life, the peace and serenity. And I guess, having a birthday yesterday, Susan, it makes you it makes you also question mortality too, because a lot of your, not saying a lot of your friends, but some of your friends didn't make it to the age that you are today. You're the youngest you're ever going to be right this minute. And it's a privilege, right? Aging is a privilege. Probably wouldn't have said that like 20 years ago, but I get it now. Aging is a privilege. We are very, very lucky to be in this moment right now. Some of our friends, family, didn't get to this age. I just lost a school friend in the last couple of days. I don't know if I told you that, but yeah, she passed away, and it was a shock. She got sick 6 months ago, and she passed away quietly at home with her family. She just turned 50. Way too young, right? Now, she wasn't a personal friend, like she's a school friend. I had a lot of friends at school. We were Facebook friends. I haven't seen her for maybe 2 years, but she was an acquaintance. And it hurts. It makes you check reality, like check mortality, because I'm about to turn 51 soon, and you know I'm very, very grateful to have this opportunity to turn 51. I had a lot of friends that had a big blowout about being turning 50. Actually, I had friends that had a big blowout turning 30. They were like, "Oh my god, I'm turning 30. Oh my god!" But now when we're turning 50, it's a privilege, right? Imagine being 30 again, guys. I mean, Miss M. I think Miss M, you're 27 or 29. Enjoy when you turn 30, Em, because it's a beautiful moment, and life goes so fast. It really does. You know, literally like this, and you're a decade older. It's crazy, right? Okay, I've stopped because I've got to drink this, guys. Got to drink this. So thank you for sharing that, Susan. Kirsty's got here our our old cat is an alarm clock too, Susan. Oh my gosh, that's funny. What do they jump on your head and like shake you? Debbie Sue's got here. I'm grateful for the two birds playing on the fence outside my kitchen window. They have made me laugh and smile for the past few days. You mentioned that yesterday, actually, Debbie Sue. A few of us, I think Matt was saying, "Where's Debbie Sue?" And I said, "Oh, Debbie Sue's living her best life, right? She doesn't need to be on my live stream all the time." And she comes in later on and she's like, "Oh, I've been washing up and I've been watching the birds." And I thought, that's really beautiful. It's like just a moment to just stop and smell the roses, right? Susan saying here, yes, I always say getting older is a privilege, not a guarantee. Very much. Debbie Sue saying to Kirsty, I've been trying to get some video clips in. Ah, okay. I'm sure you can make a nice story about that. Your cat hits you in the face, Kirsty, like a dead fish to the face. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you on the beach. I'm going to put my shoes and socks on, my shoes on. Whoops, I've just dropped that on my eyes. That's from the lid. I'm going to put you down. I'll leave you here and I'll be back in a second, okay? And then we're going to start walking. Enjoy. Hey guys. I love looking at the ocean. Oh no. I love it, Debbie Sue. It's beautiful, isn't it? It really is. Something to be very, very grateful for, because I understand that, this is not everyone's reality to live 5 minutes away from the beach. I thank my dad for that, guys. Like, you know, I always say that, I thank the universe, thank God, thank my angels. My dad is one of my angels, right? And my dad brought us to the beach on school holidays from the country. And this is his happy place. And then when he semi-retired, he bought a house here. So that's why I love this place. It's such a beautiful place. And I don't think I'll live anywhere else, to be honest. I mean, Diego always would love to live on a farm. He'd love to do what Susan's doing or Kirsty's doing, like having a homestead, or Amanda, homesteading. He's from the country originally, but I don't know. My heart is in its place. Is it with my father? Is it the beach? Is it because I grew up here? I think there's a lot wrapped into it, but it's beautiful. It's really a beautiful. If you're new here, this is Redcliffe Peninsula. You don't want to see me. It's a little peninsula. About 30,000 people live here. Actually, probably more now. A lot of people. There's a lot of high rises now, high density living. Most people want to live at the beach if they can have an opportunity to. I'm 30 minutes away from Brisbane. So, a lot of people, catch the train into the city. I wouldn't recommend driving into the city. It'll take you about an hour and probably 15 minutes in peak hour traffic. But you can get there in half an hour if there's no traffic. This is beautiful Moreton Bay. It's nice and flat this morning. This would be really, really nice to do stand-up paddleboarding and hope that you didn't fall in. Because it is autumn here. It's getting a little cooler. That water would be a little bit nippy, just saying. It is fire there, Steve. It is on fire. Fire! The floor is lava. Yeah! Okay, so guys, I got shoes on, socks on, because this is training. This is day 2 of me training. So, obviously, I'm going to be walking 30 kilometres in sand in, well, probably about 2 months, right? Now, I was saying to you on my drive down here, there's a group of ladies that traditionally never train, and on the day of the walk, there's many blisters, there's many tears, there's many Panadols, there's a lot of, it hurts, right? Because I haven't trained. And they always remind themselves, I should have trained like you, Dora. Because I spent, 2 months of training last year, guys. You guys got me through it. I was walking every day on the beach, sometimes even twice a day, because walking on sand is actually hard work. It really is. It's really hard on your glutes. So I'm gonna get a bum of steel soon. If I stop eating rubbish, I could get a bum of steel. But yeah, I put in the chat. I said I'm starting training today. Who's walking this year, and how's your training going? And the first comment I got back was Lisa. Lisa actually was our support person last year. She normally does a walk with us, and then her husband is a support person. And when her husband's can't help, Diego has been our support person. So when you're walking 30 kilometres, you don't want to carry all your stuff with you, right? Especially, you don't know if it's going to rain, if it's not going to rain. You don't want to carry, raincoats around with you if you don't have to carry raincoats around. And you don't want to carry all your food and water around, even though you can get water at all the stops. It's quite supported, this walk. There's like stops with first aid people. They give you water, not enough water that you would carry around with you, just a little, sip. They give you snacks, like, there's donations of muesli bars and fruit. But you want to carry your own food around too.
So to make your walk easier, you have a support person that meets you at key points and has all your bags pulled out so that you can, if you need that, I don't know, the extra jumper, you can put the extra jumper on. So we always have a support person. So last year was Lisa. She normally does a walk with us. She, again, fabulously never trains. And yeah, she had an injury last year, so that's why she got her daughter to walk with us. And her daughter was quite fit, which was great. She was 20, so she had no issues with it, her daughter. My friend Pauline. Pauline is actually the mother of one of my clients. That's how I kind of learnt about Coast Track, because one of their friends actually had an injury, so I stepped in about a month before the before the event. She knew that I did a lot of hiking and stuff, so she thought, oh, she'll have no issues. And I had no issues. But what I didn't realise is the ladies didn't actually do any training. So it made for a very difficult walk for me, because I technically walk quite fast. And I had to slow down a lot. But, when you slow down at such a pace that is so slow, your body really, I find it really, it's really difficult on the body. And it makes a very long day. And again, I'm not saying this to flex, guys. I'm just saying that, sometimes you really should make sure who you train with or who you walk with, because if you don't have the same pace, it does make it harder. But I don't listen to that in this kind of scenario, because it's about mental health, and mental health is uncomfortable, right? So, mental health isn't like easy, right? I mean, I'm being honest here, it's not an easy thing to have, right? So when you're walking with a team of people, it shouldn't be easy, Dora. It's not a perfect world you live in, right? So I still do it. And even last year, I did it again. I walked with some of the ladies that, again, didn't train. One lady had trained because she's 20 something, so she was young and fit. But the other two, one had never trained in her shoes before, kilometre in, got blisters. So that slows you down straight away. Another one hadn't trained at all either, and she got really, really bad stitches in her legs where she was nearly crying. So there was a lot of stopping and starting, and then it was raining also. So it made for a really interesting day. And I thought to myself in that moment, I thought, okay, I'm not doing this next year. I'm not going to do this again next year with myself. I really felt, really hard. It was hard on me last year. But then I reminded myself that, again, if someone has mental health, it's uncomfortable. It's, it's not nice. It's something where you don't want to have mental health, right? So things aren't in order. Things aren't perfect, Dora. So, cough it up. So anyway, here I am in the chat again saying, who's training? Lisa said, no, I can't train this. You can't go this year. And then Pauline, who introduced me in, said, no, I haven't been training. Probably won't train again. She goes, I just know myself, but I'm going to drop to the 20 Ks. So this walk for me personally, doing 30 Ks is not something you do every day. So I want to push myself. It's supposed to be a challenge, right? Otherwise, everyone would do it, right? And it'd be easy. So there's an option to do 50 Ks. So my friend Katrinka, who I go hiking with, you guys met her the other day. She rode past on a bicycle. She's fit as hell. She's probably double the fitness of I am. But we're really good walking friends together. So she did 50 Ks last year with a friend. I was wanting to join them, but I wanted to stay walking with my, the girls that I started this with. I just thought, again, friendship helps, with mental health. Having friends can be such it is a beautiful thing, right? The times I've, suffered depression, my friends have been such great support. So, I thought, what? Do the walk with these same ladies again, because it means something. So anyway, They're going to do 20Ks. I don't want to do 20Ks. I want to do the 30Ks. I know I just said that I wanted to walk with, the women, but we always started doing the 30Ks. So I'm stuck. I want to do 30Ks. So we're going to stop and look at the love heart and the rock. Call this Lavender's Rock. It's an opportunity to stop and stop talking, Dora, and just drink some water. Have a bit of stillness, right? Just like Debbie Sue watching the birds. Have a bit of stillness. What is going on with Deb? Deb, I haven't seen you, Deb. Hello, Deb. Welcome in, Deb. What's happening when you report someone in Facebook that is talking about self-harm? What do you do? Oh, dear. That's a hard one, Deb. I think people do report it. But what can Facebook do? Like, Facebook don't reach out and say, "Hey, are you okay?" Um, I don't know what the answer to that is. If it was one of my close friends, I would automatically ring them or see if I can go over and see them. And because this has happened to me, unfortunately, with Esther, and I've gone to get her and just hug her while she cries. I did tell her that, we can go to the hospital, we can go, like, you can't just take her to a counsellor because, counsellors don't work like that. You have to book in. This is the downside to, very, very downside to mental health. Like, when you need support in that moment, there is no real support to get. Obviously, that's where the 24-hour hotlines can come and play. But in the situation I was in, Esther just needed someone to basically listen. I didn't give any advice. I just sat there and I listened while she cried on my shoulder. And then I drove her home back to her house. And yeah, a couple of years later, she's not here later. That didn't happen at the same time, obviously, guys. There was a big time difference between, the times I would go pick her up when she rang me in tears. Yeah, but I don't know the answer to that, Deb, I'm sorry. But yeah, I do believe Facebook will shut the post down, which would be very triggering for someone, because if they're putting that on their Facebook page, I guess they're reaching out for help, aren't they? And then, Facebook pull it down. That's got to be very big trigger. So like Debbie Sue said, maybe let them know, hey, Facebook are going to take that post down. I hope you're okay, even though they're not. Well, I don't know. That's a real hard one. Oh, he found out he had cancer. He's giving up. Oh, God. Oh, all we can do is pray for this person. Let's send out some love to this person. Bathe them in, beautiful light. And, cancer's not always the end. We don't know the full diagnosis, obviously. Maybe he did get the diagnosis that this is the end. But again, there's always hope, right? So let's just take a couple of minutes out, guys, to help a stranger. One of Deb's friends on her Facebook page. Let's just bathe him in some love and some light. However you want to do it, right? Let's just all be silent for a bit. Definitely prayers and love. It's very, very sad, actually. Really sad. No, it doesn't even matter. We don't know this person. But, yeah, unfortunately, these kind of things happen every day, right? Around us, to us, people that we love. And no one, there's no right or wrong, right, on how to deal with this. I guess it's hard to know what to do, right? Rhonda's in the chat. Rhonda has unfortunately, you know, I don't want to get too much into it, but Rhonda is a counsellor, and even for Rhonda, I'm sure this is, very heavy. But this is why I do this walk, guys. I'm getting upset now because, you know, it's very sad. It's not even about my friend Esther. It's about, there's so many people around this world suffering from different things. And unfortunately, they see no way out. And it's very, very sad. It's like the more advanced we get in this world, I'm standing here walking with a little phone, a little pocket rocket in my hands, transmitting what I'm looking at to, strangers across the world, right? Because technically we are all strangers, right? I've never met any of you guys face to face. I really haven't, but we are all friends and this little community. I think it's so beautiful. But at the same time, how wonderful is it that we get to share this community together? But at the same time, it's so sad that we get this amazing technology, but we can't cure cancer. We are getting more and more depressed the more connected we are. And it really saddens me. And, like I said, I do this walk for Esther, but, I do it for my future self. I do it for my future friends or family that might have to deal with mental health. I always try to raise about $600 personally on my Facebook pages for my personal friends, because a lot of my friends, they might not be able to physically walk 30 kilometres, and they'd love to be able to, support in that kind of way. So they chuck in $20. So, yeah. So anyway, this is me training and talking, and this is not everyone's cup of tea, I understand. And, I know that when I start talking about mental health, a lot of the chat turns off. No, I'm not talking about you guys personally, but, it's not a topic that, random strangers are going to click on and go, oh, that's an interesting topic. Let's join in and subscribe. It's not about that, guys. It's not about subscribing, watch hours. It's real life, right? It's someone's real life. So Rhonda says here, I deal with a lot of heavy stuff, and I'm grateful I have a powerful God that I give that stuff to every day. Actually, said something to me a couple of months ago when I was in Bali, and I just I'd finished that day of silence where I did a reflection. It was quite a heavy kind of day of stuff. And Rhonda said to me, write down all the stuff that is weighing you down, or you're thinking about. Write it down. Or like Rhonda says, give it to God to deal with after the day. And I wrote it down, and I tell you, it was so powerful. And that's why journaling is so good for you. And that's why I obviously don't do it every day. I seem to only do it when I travel. But I really do. I should get into that practice of
journaling, or I'll call it a brain dump. When things do get really heavy in my life, I do a brain dump. I write it all down, and then I can go back and look at it later on and go, oh shit, I got that all done. And it makes you feel accomplished when you actually get things done, right? It's not the reason to completely do it start with, but like writing it down and just putting it down on paper sometimes just gives it less and like much of a, it doesn't make it such a big deal. Like sometimes, whoa, when you've got so much stuff going around your head, it can just get chaotic, right? I'm just talking about myself, right? There's a lot of shit going around in this head, rattling around, and sometimes it just gets too chaotic. And when you write it down, it doesn't even, something's not even a big deal. You're like, why the hell do I care so much about that? It's not a big deal, Dora. Park it. And I think, yeah, so I thank Rhonda for that. Rhonda's channel actually has taught me a lot of really good stuff. I mean, not only is she a lovely person, and, I call her my friend, but, listening to her content is actually quite powerful. So thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. A lot of our friends have some powerful things to say, right? I was watching, I can't remember, is this Pam or Pam? Anyway, Pam in our community. I hardly ever look at her channel, I'm sorry, Pam. But I was on there yesterday, or this morning actually, and I was like, wow, I really like that topic. It was a really good topic. And it was also along the lines of that Rhonda talks about, don't give advice out. It's not your place to give advice. Rhonda's got here, you can build connection with YouTube, with other social media, not so much. Exactly right. I was on Instagram. I first went to YouTube, went, right, I'm going to be a YouTuber. Right, yeah. I'm going to make lots of money being a YouTuber. I had friggin' no clue, right? So that was about 6 years ago. And I posted a video, had no clue what to do. I just somehow uploaded it and nothing happened. Okay, that sucks. And then I thought, okay, let's be an Instagrammer instead. So then I built my channel up to about 5,000 subscribers on Instagram, and it means absolutely nothing. Instagram is such a fake place. I'll be honest, I do like Instagram because I made a lot of good friends there, but I also made a lot of fake friends too. It's very much, filtered pictures, set up pictures, you know, at the beach, in the right bikini, take a little bit of weight off the stomach because, you had a bit too much lunch. So, air mark that, the stomach off. The cocktail looks a bit not the right color. Let's add a bit more color to the cocktail. Make it like a really pretty picture. And I think that's really sad because that's why there's so much mental health, because people compare themselves to that stuff. So anyway, I'm so glad that I did join YouTube eventually and figure it out. And, I met you guys. It was really, really, it was so, it's not what I thought YouTube was about. I had no idea what YouTube's about. I'm going to be honest. I had no idea. I thought I'd post a video and go viral. I was wrong. But I'm glad I came back and I persevered. It's been 2 years for me, persevering. I've given up many times. But in the last year, I've been hustling. As you see, I've been hustling. And, it worked paid off. I finally got monetized. And it's not $1 million, but it's a couple of cents. It's not too bad. But it's not about being paid, right? For me, it's about somewhere to put. It's like an online journal for me, I think, in ways. I can look back last year and go, oh, that's what I was doing last year. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was a hard moment, or that was a really cool moment. So, it's like looking back at your photos. You go, oh, yeah, that moment, but who looks at their photos anymore? Who even looks at the videos they take on their phone? So that's what I kind of use my channel for. And, such a blessing that, I get to meet all you guys. And we have Amia to the chat. Hello, Amia. How are you going? I'm sure I've missed a lot of people saying hello. I'm sorry. I've been on for tangents this morning, which is okay. Welcome to Amia. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Amia. I met Amia on Doran's channel. I met Susan on Doran's channel, actually. How is Doran going, guys? I check in, on his live streams. And it's so difficult. I mean, all you guys know that Doran lost his partner, Deb, in the last month. Very suddenly. I mean, I know she was unwell, but a lot of us, it was quite a sudden. Yeah, it was very much a shock. It was very sad. But it was so beautiful to watch the community rally around him. Yeah, Doran's a great guy. I do worry about him. So yeah, please, make sure you do support Doran and get on his channel, which is The Source 479, I think. I can never remember. The Source 479, I think. But yeah, I met some really good people there. So make sure you, reconnect back in with Doran. I'm sure a lot of you guys are still supporting Doran, obviously. Rhonda's got it here. We need to talk about mental health. It is so important. It is so important. And that's why they do this coast track walk, because they know that people will be raising funds for it, and in the same way as raising awareness. So on my channel here, I'm not raising funds. I'm just raising awareness, okay? So chill down. I'm not asking for donations, guys. I know on my personal Facebook, some of my friends get really weirded out when, I put posts up about, asking for donations. And a lot of my friends that actually, they want to do the walk with me, but they don't want to actually do the fundraising. So guys, I want to show you something, guys. This guy over here, I'm not going to show him too much. His name's Kevin. I think he's Kevin. I can't remember his name. But he's effectively homeless. He's an English guy. He goes back home 6 months of the year, and in 6 months of the year, he comes to Redcliffe and he lives in his van. That's his van. And he's such a nice guy. He's always saying hello. He's standing there on the path and he's saying hello to everyone that walks past. If I go up there, he'll have a good old chat with me. I met him when I was volunteering at a homeless shelter here. I used to drive around with the homeless van and I would make tea and coffee. Probably really bad coffee because I don't make coffee. But yeah, he loved a coffee and a chat. And this world, a lot of us are so lonely that we just want to be heard and we want to listen and we want to have a community and a conversation. So that's why I really think that, YouTube is so powerful, because, a lot of people are in this chat, like Deb Warwick from Spring, Texas. Deb has suffered quite a few health issues this year or in the last couple of years, and she can't get out and about as much as she'd like to. She'd love to be out there jumping around and dancing. I know Deb, I know that. But, she likes to sit in and watch our lives and have a chat in the community. And, Deb is such a beautiful person. She's been there for me a lot of times when I'm walking along, we're having deep conversation about something, and it's just, it's nice to have deep conversation sometimes with someone. Oh, Deb, can anyone help with this situation, guys? Does anyone know? Can give some, brainstorming for Deb on what to do here. So Deb, on her personal Facebook, someone has put out there that they don't want to be here anymore because they got a diagnosis and it's not a good diagnosis. And Deb is very worried about what to do. Debbie Sue said that Facebook will take the post down. And I made the comment that, when someone posts like that, to get the post taken down could be very triggering to that person even more. And Debbie Sue's kind of saying, well, maybe somehow, tell them that the post will probably be taken down. Don't know how to say it though. I don't know. Not great with words in that situation. Hey, Brittany Family Fun. Hello, how you going? You've come in on a very deep conversation. We're at the beach walking. We are talking about mental health. How are you, Brittany? Going. I think it's a great channel name you've got there, Brittany Family Fun. It sounds nice when you say it, Brittany Family Fun. Oh, I'm going to be honest, I haven't been to your channel for a while. What was the last video you posted, Brittany? I'd love to know what it was about. Tell us what's in the chat, what's about. Brittany saying hello to Amia. Brittany saying hello to Debbie. Okay. Rhonda saying, I understand, Deb. I am currently going through this with my husband. He does not have he does not have cancer, but wanted to harm himself. He's currently in a treatment for his mental health. Thank you for sharing, Rhonda. I know that's deeply personal. And obviously, a lot of us in our community have been sending out a lot of love to our friend Rhonda and her husband in this time. Very hard. This is Pam is a great channel. That's it. That's the channel. This is Pam. Yeah. Debbie Sue, if you want to grab This is Pam's latest video, I'm sure this is the latest video I saw. It said like 4 things or 5 things that you should do. It's a really good video. It went for about, I don't know, 8-10 minutes. I watched it this morning. If you want to put that in the chat, that'd be great, so other people can go check it out. Guys, please, you do not need to stay in my chat full time. You know that I'll be walking for another probably half an hour. Yolanda. Hello, Yolanda. Okay, have I got Brittany Family Fun wrong? Brittany is not her first name. Is Yolanda her first name? I didn't know that. Or Susan could be calling her a nickname or something. I don't know. Brittany Family Fun, is your name Yolanda? Not Brittany. Could be your last name. Could be, yeah. Brittany could be the last name, your surname. Like, oh, that's interesting. I thought for a second when I went to stop, I was like, I hope that's not dog turd that I'm picking up. Or it could be fortified dog poo. That'd be pretty bad. I don't know, it's probably maybe coral. Interesting. Again, stop and smell the roses. Me personally, I seem to go. I'm this year trying to be less chaotic in my life. I know you guys watching me going, oh, Dora, you are so chaotic. Look, you know what? If you watched me for a while, I think you probably know that I'm probably less chaotic than I was last year. Even though there's a lot going on right now with the renovations and moving out of the caravan. And then, yeah, Dora decides that she's going to do some more training for another health channel, for another challenge, mental health challenge. Why not, Dora? Just chuck it in there. But I believe it's a really worthy cause. Mental health is like Rhonda said, it needs to be talked about. It's okay not to be okay. And in the world we're going in, more and more people are going to be, depressed or suffer some kind of stress, anxiety, panic attacks from the world we live in. So being able to talk about it, get support is really important. Rhonda's saying, I love Pam. Okay, I think I'm really far back in the chat. Okay, I'm not that far back. Thank you, Deb. Thank you for your donation. Obviously, to be clear, guys, I'm not raising funds on my channel here for mental health. I haven't even started raising funds. I will in my personal page on my Facebook soon. I know a few people last year asked to donate some money, and I, sent them to the actual that Facebook page. But then people from overseas, I said, please don't donate to an Australian channel, like Australian mental health thing. Donate the money to an organisation, in your location, in your community. Okay, so Susan's going, yes, Brittany family fun name is actually Yolanda. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's an interesting name, Yolanda. You don't actually come across that name very often. Yolanda? Yolanda? Yo. I'm starting, I was trying to think like a yodel then, very badly. I can't. Sorry, Yolanda. I'm not having fun at your name. I think it's a really nice name, actually. But it just reminds you of yodeling, right? Sometimes have a bit of verbal diarrhea. Whatever comes out of my mouth sometimes just comes out of my mouth. Sometimes it's great. My dad is kind of getting worse, and the hospital from the different states wants to see him earlier. He is supposed to go back in July, but they want him sooner. What's going on with your dad, Em? Sorry, I haven't picked up on what's going on with your dad. Deborah says, my prayers are with you. I believe that would be going to maybe Em or maybe Rhonda. Or both. My friends, I need to go. Snow means I have to feed out the hay, the cows are calling, everyone take care. Yay! So is there a live stream today, Susan? Did you promote your live stream? Thursdays aren't always a live stream from you, but sometimes you do. I don't know. If you just go to Susan's channel, if there is a live stream, she always does schedule them. She's so good like that. Whoa. Try not to get my shoes wet because I'm precious like that. Bye, Susan. Okay. Simply Debbie Sue has put the link to This Is Pam to the video that I was just watching this morning. I think it's a really good video, guys. Go check it out. I'll be here when you finish. Or, go check out someone else. It's okay. Please check it out. Support Pam. Say Dora said hello, or Dora sent me, or nothing at all. Just watch it. You do you. You want to put a comment? Put a comment. But check her out. If you don't know her, check out some more of her, videos. I believe it was a series too. I just got my feet wet. Damn it. It was a series. I just watched the end series, so I would actually like to go back and watch the other parts of the series. Deb saying here, it was funny watching Susan be so possessive of her wood stacking. Well, I think her wood stacking is a big deal, right? Because, she wants to get it in nice order and it has to be dry. Man, there was a massive pile of it when it was delivered. Do you remember the pile? It was huge. And then, every day, bit by bit, she got it done and organised. It's a tribute to her. Oh, look. It's interesting, a tile just floating in the water. That would be nice to step on. So we can't go all the way around. You can see a bit of a beach on the other side. So the tide is going down. In a couple of hours, you'll be able to walk straight across through the beach to the end. Not today. M's got here, he has autoimmune disorder that affects his lungs. Oh, yeah, okay, that's not nice. Oh, okay. Well, I know that he gets, some really good support and help from the doctor that he gets to, whatever state that he goes to, and that it helps. I'm sure you're worried, but, pray for him, think about him, being well. Okay. Debbie Sue says it's called 5 Ways to Stop Being Over Responsible. There's a video from Pam. Yes, 5 ways to stop being over responsible. Really good video, because I think we put so much power on all these responsibilities that we have to do. And one of them was, about giving advice. And if you just take that away, it's not your job. Yeah, go watch it. It's a good movie. Good movie. It's a good video. Cheryl! Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. How you going? I was just watching you on a interview you were doing with a young lady that I don't know. She's got a new channel. But I watched a little bit of it before I came out on the beach, and I bookmarked it to go watch later on. Very good, because a lot of you guys know Cheryl in the chat. Cheryl is a beautiful lady that loves rebounding. She's full of energy, and she's sharing her story. Obviously, I don't know her story, her backstory, and not all of us want to share a backstory, but she's sharing a backstory, and yeah, there's a story to be read or listened to, I think. So yes, you want to put that, actually, Cheryl, if you want to put that video in the chat too, because yeah, I think it's always nice to know more about our friends that we watch here on YouTube. Not everyone wants to tell their deep dark stories, but if they are willingly wanting to, like Cheryl did, yeah, let's watch it and let's support it and let's get to know our friend Cheryl. So Cheryl, if you want to put or someone wants to help Cheryl do that, put the link to the interview. It's not on Cheryl's. I think it is on Cheryl's channel. It's on someone else's channel. But our friend Miss G, our favourite auntie, she tagged me in a post to go check it out. So that's why I checked it out. So thank you, Miss Gina. It's lovely when our friends do. I know a lot of people, share in their community post different things that are happening, but when you tag people, then they can go check it out. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it existed. So thank you, Miss Gina. And I will go back and watch it later on, Cheryl. But if you want to put it in the chat, that way other people can go check it out now. At the moment, I'm sending people over to watch Pam's latest video, actually. Really good video. So Cheryl, do you know everyone in the chat? I don't know if you know, Cheryl, do you know Hearts Humbled Homestead? Kirsty, do you know Rebounding with Cheryl? Because Cheryl, if you don't know Kirsty, you need to get to know Kirsty. Hearts Humble Homestead, awesome channel about homesteading, literally, and teaching you all different things, a lot about preserving, like, extra produce you might have. She's doing a series at the moment using basic staples out of your cupboard, your pantry. And she taught us on her last video how to make golden syrup out of staples. And she's working on a couple of videos at the moment. She's a busy little bee. She stays up late editing videos. She's in the UK, so it must be like, I'm going to say probably about 10 o'clock at night. Look at that. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I'm going to stop and just enjoy that sight. That is beautiful. Guys, I'm going to just flip out for a second. It'll look like it's disconnecting. It's not disconnecting. I'm just taking a video, okay, guys? I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, Debbie Sue's put Cheryl's link to the video. Thank you, Debbie Sue. So, talking a bit more about the future walk that I'm doing, 30Ks, walk on sand for mental health. I'm pretty adamant that I want to do the 30Ks because 20Ks to me is not physically demanding on my body. I could probably do that, you know, a couple times a week. My knee would be, bitching and complaining about me, but that's okay. I push. When you're trying to do a one-off, I find that I really want to push my body. I know everyone's like different. Someone watching this will be like, why do you need to push yourself, Dora? Like, why? I don't know, guys. It might be something mentally wrong with me that I have to push myself like this. But hey, we're not talking about me. So yeah, I don't think I will want to push myself to do 50Ks. Though if my friend Katrinka said, yeah, let's do it, I could train and I could do it. I've never done 50Ks in one day before. It would definitely be mentally demanding on me. 30Ks is quite demanding. So I think I've already answered my question, that if the friends in my chat decide that they're going to drop and do the 20Ks, I don't think I'm going to join them. I think that's my excuse to go, okay, sorry guys, I'm out. I will do my 30Ks. I just need to find one more person to walk with me. It won't be an issue. My friend Gabriella walked with me one year, but then she decided she didn't want to join the group anymore either because they're too slow. Like I said, I'm sorry, but it's true. As I said, they don't do any training, so it's very difficult. And my friend Gabriella, you see her walking along here all the time, so she's quite physically fit too, right? She turned 60 this year, no, last year. So I turned 50, she turned 60, and she is a runner. And so she's a tribute to, keeping fit. She started running when she was about 30. And, bit by bit, she's got better and better. She did have an injury a couple of years ago, had to have a surgery. But she got to physio and training, and she's back running again. So, she's not a fast runner. But, she did a marathon around Uluru, which is, that big rock in the middle of Australia last year. That's how she celebrated her 60th birthday, by doing a marathon. Pretty cool, eh? So I think I'm probably going to ask Gabriella. I know she Ks to push herself. She wouldn't be keen on doing the 50K, I doubt. My friend Katrinka probably is going to do the 50K again. So if she talks too much in my ear, I probably will decide to do the 50K. I could be easily swayed. But it's all about training, right? You got to train. Got to train. Got to train. Paul! Paul! Hello, Paul. How are you going? Paul, I thought of something last night. I thought of you. Be scared, Paul. Be very scared. So, guys, welcome in Paul D. Australia. Paul D. Australia is the guy that I went to Bali to catch up with. That guy. Love Paul. Paul's an awesome guy. I mean, I loved him before I met him. He's a walker. So he gets all this story about walking, right? So, Paul, we're on the bandwagon again, Coast Track. We're just deciding on if we're going to do the 30Ks or the 50Ks. Well, actually, we're not deciding right this minute. I think we've decided that we are not going to join the women from last year. They're thinking about doing the 20Ks. And I think you'd probably agree that it's probably good to do the 30Ks because it's a bit more challenging on you. And it's all about challenges. Well, it seems to be I do like to challenge myself. But guys, Paul is fabulous. He's a tribute, just like I talked about Gabriella, in her 30s taking up marathon running, and then she's in her 60s marathon running still. I don't want to give Paul's age away, No, you don't talk about age, right? If you don't want to. But Paul is a tribute to healthy living and walking. He does 2 walks a day. He lives on an island down that way. He lives in the same state as Susan, but 6 hours away from Susan. He lives on an island called Phillip Island. And he has lots of walking on sandy beaches like this, or tracks. We did a live stream last Wednesday afternoon, and I said to Paul, oh, we should do this regularly. So that's how I thought of you last night, Paul. It was after sunset. I went, crap. I was going to do sunset with Paul. Obviously, Paul wasn't waiting for me to do a sunset with him because he didn't hear from me. Yeah, but Paul has always walked. When we're in Bali, when we're having deep and, meaningful conversations over bintang beer at the beach, or, wherever we're having deep and meaningfuls, I asked him, I said, how do you look so good for your age? You look good. If you're a woman, you'd be a superstar. You'd be a model. Do you like that, Paul? If you were a woman, you'd be a model. Paul's like, oh, Dora, shut up. No, but I asked Paul, I said, how are you so good for your age? What's your secret? He said, basically, look after yourself. Healthy walking, some exercise, and, eating cleanly. He doesn't drink alcohol when he's not on holidays. When he's on holidays, he drinks a lot of bintang beer or chang beer in Bali, in Thailand. But when he's home in Australia, he doesn't drink beer. He does a lot of cooking at home for himself. Sometimes he goes out and has his little cheeky fish and chips at his corner place. He loves his coffee in the morning, so that might be a secret. Coffee might be his, longevity. Oh, it's been rainy and windy and cold. Yes. Oh, thank you, Paul. Or someone's put in there. So how far is 30? Oh, not 30 miles. Yep, it's 18 miles. So yeah, it's not a walk in the park. It's not like your easy walk. Like from that point down there where I normally go Lavender's Rock to down there and back is 5Ks. So, is it 5K? Yeah, no. Oh, what am I doing? I can never remember now. No, it's 2.5. Oh, I don't know. Can't remember. Look, we will time it because obviously we're going to be doing lots of walking on the beach, guys. So this is the time of year. It's so good for walking because it's not so sunny. It's not so burn your skin off. And, last year I didn't even walk in the rain. I didn't even train in the rain. And on the day of the walk, it rained his ass off. So this year, if it does rain, I'll go and put a raincoat on and I will go walking in the rain. Because I think it's really important to be uncomfortable when you're training. Because, when you actually are on the day, it's sometimes not comfortable, right? Like last year, walking in rain, it was not nice. Was not nice. So, you don't choose to want to walk in the rain. But interesting story, my dad, one of the biggest role models in my life, who's no longer with us, but he's my angel looking over me, smiling, sometimes looking at me in disaster, going, oh, Dora, what are you doing? He'd call me Mutti. So obviously my name is Mutiara. But my dad called me Mutti. He'd be go, oh, Mutti, why? I'm sure he sometimes looks at my life like that sometimes. Anyway, he was a massive walker. And, I've just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? How easy I lost my train of thought. Crap. What was I talking about? I don't know. Mustn't have been real. Everyone's saying hey to Paul. Paul's laughing about me calling him a model if he was female. I thought that was a good one, actually, Paul. Andrew. Hey, Andrew. How you going, mate? Welcome in. I think you've met most people in the chat. Andrew, Paul. Susan just left you. Andrew's our mate from Scotland, Scottish lad. He is nursing an injury at the moment. He's actually finally back on his feet, which is lovely to hear. He had a workplace injury and he broke both his legs. So he has been incapacitated for a good 6 months. So it's really, really good to hear you walking. Okay, Paul has just put in there the mental health walk, 17th of July, Coast Track. That is the walk, if you want to check it out, that I'm going to be doing on the Sunshine Coast. I haven't actually joined up yet. Paul, I know Paul's a lurker. Paul knows half my conversations before I even tell them, because he knows, he's followed me for a while. He knows, he's like, I know what you're going to say, Dora. So Paul, have you been lurking and you know all my stories about the women and, should I do the 20K? Should I do the 30Ks? Should I walk with the ladies? Should I not walk with the ladies? So I must say, guys, I haven't been wearing shoes on the beach in ages. Like, I reckon months and months and months. When I was in Bali, I was walking in sandals. Since I've been back from Bali or Indonesia, for the last 3 weeks, I've been walking barefoot on the beach. I actually haven't done a lot of walking on the track with shoes. I mean, I've been doing a lot of walking around with my work. I do different things. Like the other day, actually, I'll bring out another video soon. I always say that. I went for a walk with one of my clients around the park and we saw some koalas. That was lovely. Also went for another walk around this lake and I saw baby swans. Oh my goodness. Baby swans are called ingrets. Is that the name of them? Ingrets. My gosh, baby swans are the beautifulest thing. I don't have a photo on my camera anymore. I cleaned it off the other day. But oh my goodness, baby black swans are truly something else to see. They are so fluffy like koalas. Not like koalas, but fluffy. So yeah, that's another video that I should make. It'll only be like a 5-minute video. I should do that actually. Since my last video was 30 minutes. Not everyone wants to watch a 30-minute video, I know that. Yes, walk with the ladies. So Paul, you're saying that I should walk with the ladies, but they're doing 20Ks, Paul. I don't want to do 20Ks. I want to physically push myself. I do want to walk with the ladies for the idea of the mental health and community, all that kind of stuff. And I've walked with them for 4 years, but none of them want to do the 30Ks this year because, again, 30Ks used to be the only option, and now they've dropped it. They've made a 20K, a 30K, and a 50K. So, of course, a lot of people are going to do the 20K now. Being a parent with children your age, Dora, your dad is looking down at you saying, oh, look, isn't my daughter beautiful? Aww. Thank you, Rhonda. That's so lovely. Look, honestly, I think my dad is proud of me. I know my dad is proud of me. I know some of the questions, he'd be questioning some of the things I do. But, I don't do anything too bad, right, guys? I'm an angel normally. But thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. Guys, look at this. 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 Can you see this out here? Can you see that? There's a lady. Can you see what's between her legs on the stand-up paddleboard? There's a dog between her legs. She is stand-up paddleboarding with her dog. That is pretty cool. That is very cool, actually. Oh, Debbie Sue, thank you. Are you going to be in Maloney with your mother on Mother's Day? Yes and no. So my sister's coming. Sorry, my mum's coming down on a Friday to babysit my niece. So we were planning to have Mother's Day at our house. So the family want to come to our house and check out the new renovations. So we're frantically trying to make room to make a table appear, be able to have, a Christmas, a lunch. But my mum said to me, she goes, I don't want to stay down in Redcliffe or down in, this area for 2 days. Like mum wants to get back to the farm kind of thing. So she doesn't want to drive back and forth. So we're going to do Mother's Day on Saturday. And then I think what I'm going to do, see, I've got to be careful. My mum listens to these live streams, guys. And Paul, guess what? My mum was actually in the live stream the other day. She actually started texting in the live and started talking to Nicholas about orchids. So anyway, I've got to be careful, but I was going to surprise my mum and go see her for Mother's Day. So yes, Paul, long story short, you know me, there's no short answer. That takes some balance. Yes. Yes. I've been talking about buying a stand-up paddleboard. What she has is a inflatable one. So I walked past it on the beach before. They're actually pretty cool. You can inflate them in the back of your car, because that's my problem. I had a really heavy one and I could only transport it with my partner. And how often do I have my partner's car, right? Never. So I never used it. It sat in my side of my house for years. So I think, coughing up the money to buy an inflatable would be really, really handy. Like, look at this now. Winter time is the best time to go stand up paddleboarding. Not a great time if you fall in, but since it's so flat here, yesterday was a little bit choppy, but right now this is perfect conditions and really, really good for your core. Hey, Cheryl. So, guys, I think a lot of you guys know that Cheryl does rebounding. She teaches us rebounding, and she's a fit lady. Rebounding is so good for our core, so good for your pelvic floor. This is good for men and women. Just store, oh my gosh, can't even talk now. Core stabilization, right? Because when you get older, you want to make sure that, you're not falling all over the place. So if you can kind of help stabilize your core and work on your core, you've got better control. I think that's about right, isn't it? Could have said a whole lot of wumble jumble then. But yes, I broke my rebounder. I did purposely buy a cheap one because I wasn't quite sure if it actually liked to rebound or not. Like there's a lot of fitness things that you kind of you try and then you buy the big machine and something and then you never use it again. Like so a lot of people buy treadmills and they become fancy clothes. So I actually really, really enjoy it. I bought a cheap one for about $50 and I broke it. So that's a good sign. So I chucked it away and then I moved into the caravan. So we haven't bought another one yet. I am going to upgrade. I'm going to buy one of the heavy duty ones. It is going to cost me $300 though. Right now I have $300. Putting all my money into paying off these trades and stuff that we've got to do at the house. But yeah, I'll get one soon. But yes, I want to get one of the ones that are more stable and that don't have the what do you call it, the bungee cords, because they're the ones that broke on mine. I did a house sit when we first moved out of the house, and they had a massive big trampoline, and I had so much fun jumping on that thing. But yeah, I cannot get a big trampoline like that. Backyard does not have room for that. The chickens would not be very happy. So yeah, love it. How long? I'd love to know, Cheryl, how long have you been rebounding? Have you always been rebounding? It's really beautiful. Look at that, just steaming down at you, like going, beam me up, Scotty, right? Hey, Steve. Welcome back, High Plains Camper, which is Steve, guys. High Plains Camper. I don't think you've met our friend Paul D Australia. Paul D Australia is my mate that I met in. Actually, no, maybe you did meet him in Bali. I can never remember if everyone knows each other. I just explain everyone. But Steve is really cool. High Plains Campers. He's from Colorado, I believe, and he does a lot of car camping. Fireplace, campfires, lives, out in nature, basically. So Paul would love that channel. So Paul, check out High Plains Camper. Or Steve, who's High Plains Camper, check out Paul D Australia. Paul D Australia does content from all over the place, actually. He's a traveller, but he lives on a really beautiful place called Phillip Island. Does lots of walking. That's why we're mates, because we both walk. Otherwise, we wouldn't be friends, Paul, would we? That's how we made friends, basically, because he likes walking, I like walking. Does really good content around the island of Phillip Island, but he then shows content from his travel trips to Bali, Papua New Guinea, Thailand. He's been around. He's been around the world. It is beautiful. It's very beautiful. Can't get enough of it. It's gorgeous today. Absolutely gorgeous. My daughter won't tell me to use my rebound. They say I'm too clumsy. Yeah, well, that's what I said, Deb. Like, you know, I was very worried when you bought that rebound. I was like, you should, maybe get advice on if you should use it or not. Because just because, it works for someone doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone else. And especially with your health, and I know you are connected to some oxygen, that's a little bit, that could be dangerous. So I would say no. I would be with your daughter, Deb. I'm with your daughter. Well, I've done my lap. I'm not going to do push-ups today. I did push-ups in the last 2 days, and what are these called? Your traps? They hurt. They hurt. No pain, no gain, right? I get it. But you don't want to hurt yourself too much, right? So I plan to do 3 days a week of strength training. When I do get more set up in the house, I'm going to start doing weights. Yeah, I know. I have to pull a finger out and do weights because when you get a certain age, you start muscle waste and all that kind of stuff. You're supposed to do weights. Cheryl, I'm sure Cheryl knows about. She does weights when she's on her rebounder. She's rebounding with weights. Again, not promoting that. You got to know what you're doing. I know Cheryl, my God, Rhonda's in her 70s. She goes to gym. She does weights. Weights is really important for us. Dora, you should probably go to gym. I just don't know when I'd go to gym. I don't know how I'd fit it in. I like being out in nature. All right. Together we stand for one and all. Divide and we something. I don't know. Someone shouldn't litter. I'll put that in the bin. But I'm shoes and socks off, guys, because they can't go into my car. So, guys, I think I'm gonna love and leave you, yeah, because I started my live stream from my house, showing you that how much of a bad plant mama I am. So last year I was doing a lot of live streaming around planting my planter boxes. So I have these planter boxes that I put on my back deck. We have chickens, and chickens just go rank in our backyard. They eat all our plants. So it's not a bad thing. But if you want to grow vegetables, you've got to hide them from your chickens. So I put them on my deck, and then the birds ate them, and the possums ate them. So now I have cages over the top of them. So there's a will, there's a way, right? And it's so nice to be able to pick fresh mixed lettuce and herbs and edible flowers. Oh, it's just something else. And the taste is just amazing. So anyway, I'm going to go home, have something to eat, get a cup of tea, and I'm going to do a live stream. putting my planner boxes together. So if you're interested in that, check me out in about, I don't know, half an hour, an hour, or catch me on a replay, or don't catch me at all. It's fine. Share the love. There's lots of people doing live streams. You don't need to. I'm a bit of a hog. I like to do live streams. It's not for everyone to watch me all the time because you don't want to. Like, go live your best life. Life is out there, not here watching me living my best life. But I do appreciate that you watch me and that you support me, but you honestly don't have to. I would talk to, I've talked many times to the screen with no one there because it's there's something interesting. I like to talk to myself. What have we got here? Rhonda's got here. I do free weights at home. Takes me about 7 minutes to work all major muscle groups. Amazing. Amazing. Hey, Rhonda, could you send me a link to what you do? Like, I mean, like, do you follow something on YouTube, or do you follow something on Facebook, or do you just have some pages? What do you do? I'm curious about how you go about it. If you want to DM me, that'd be great. Cheryl's saying that's good, Rhonda. Paul's got here. My friend who we are going to meet in Bali is going back in August. I'm jealous, but she will meet up with me next March in Bali. So that was your friend Serena, right? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. You'll be jealous. I reckon you might even go, Paul, again. Oh, my mum is here. And have a nice day, my darling. Love you. Hi, Mum. How you going? See, Paul, I told you she'd be listening somewhere. So, guys, that's my mum in the chat. We should do a Zoom meeting. Yes, Rhonda, we do need to do a Zoom meeting sometime soon. I know I want to do the Zoom talking about you living in your experience in the Middle East. I know that. Just let me settle down. Life is just an inner organised mess at home. So Paul's saying, hi, Mum. Deb, you will be in my prayers. And obviously, Rhonda, you're in our prayers. You and your husband. And Deb, obviously your friend. We're definitely thinking about your friend and thinking about you, thinking about how you're going to deal with that. As I said, I don't know if there's a solution there, but something will come about. But we're sending love to your friend. So, guys, I'm going to go. As I said, I'll be back later on, do my planner boxes. See you guys. Bye.